Now, it's been a year since house hunters were hit by a clampdown on low-deposit mortgage lending. The measure introduced to slow down our runaway house prices. But it's not just the young who've suffered. Now the regions are crying foul. Well, to explain this and forecast the future of the loan restrictions, we're joined by Gareth Vaughan from interest.co.nz. Good morning, Gareth. So, the LVRs, it's a term we came to know so well a year ago. Your general assessment, has it or has it not worked to cool the housing market?
In a word, yes, it has worked. And remember that it was the Reserve Bank that implemented this policy. Real estate agents didn't want it. Banks didn't want it. The Prime Minister didn't want it. The Reserve Bank has the job of taking the punch bowl away from the party, and it has succeeded. I mean, two key measures. The low equity mortgage lending is down from 25% of all bank home loans to just 6.5%. And overall housing credit growth is, for the year to August, is down to 4.9, under 5% for the first time in about 18 months, so yes.
So let's talk about those low equity loans. The people who that has hit, of course, are the first-time buyers who were looking desperately for the 20% deposits not being given them, the 5% deposits not being given them, having to suddenly find 20%, and they would say that that has cut them even further out of the market. Yeah,
look, we know that houses in the $400,000 and below price bracket are down. House sales of those houses are down by a quarter. So we know that it has had a significant impact on first home buyers. Some who have parents who are able to support them have managed to get in that way. There's also an exemption on new house builds, so some people are looking to build new houses now, but certainly it has impacted the first home buyers.
And the new house build, of course, that kills two birds with one stone there, doesn't it? Let's talk about the regions, though, because, of course, all the focus is so often on Auckland's housing market, and as you say, this has worked the way it should have in Auckland. However, regions say that it's worked negatively for them.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's probably fair to say that without Auckland, the rest of New Zealand wouldn't have had this policy implemented on it. The Reserve Bank has, for now at least, ruled out the idea of implementing the policy just in Auckland, saying it would be expensive and complex, and you'd have arbitrary boundaries drawn and you'd get all sorts of strange behaviour on the edges of those boundaries. But yeah, look, we've seen house sales down about 16% in the year to August, so it's not, but you know, price is up, so it has had strange so it has had strange impacts, and the regions, you know, they probably didn't have the issues that Auckland had, so it has hit them.
Gareth, very quickly, you mentioned how the Reserve Bank's ruled out trying to sort of split the rules for Auckland and the rest. Are they, do you think, looking at removing the LVRs completely? What is the future here?
Well, we should get news on November the 12th. That's when the next Reserve Bank Financial Stability Report comes out. They've said that they could begin removing them from towards the end of the year, so we should get maybe some news on that then. And you know, probably you're looking at a staggered sort of exit, going from 10% to maybe 12 or 15 and so on. And they've always got the threat of bringing them back with as little as 2 weeks' notice.
So we'll find out in November. Gareth Vaughan, thank you very much.